we are playing Bad End Theater, which is a recent game that just came out on Steam maybe last month. So I'm pretty excited to see what it's like. I've seen some really good positive reviews on it. In the Steam store, actually, it has an overwhelmingly positive rating. So let's get started. Let's hop straight into it. Actually, super excited to play this one. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On the stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select which doll you like. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. Interesting. You find your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story will not need to end there. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you choose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Okay. Now try turning the doll's behavior on and off to see the different outcomes. Ooh. Multiple outcomes. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with this human doll? You kill the human doll in cold blood. How ruthless. End of the tutorial. Okay, do you understand how to play? This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Ooh, so we got a hero, a maiden, an underling, and an overlord. And we also get the emotions, but first we just choose whoever. And there's 41 bad endings we could get. So that's very interesting. So let's go with the overlord. You're the overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called hero, whose whole purpose in life is to just dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil overload they expect. Oh, so you're not following the stereotype. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand by in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since you have no one who comes here anyways. You kind of see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? I'd grant them the day off, just in case they betray me. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. Yeah, true. So you're not playing the role, first off. They thank you and happily scurry you off to do who knows what, but hopefully we don't get attacked, right? Because we don't have a guard anymore. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the overlord sure is great. Oh, that's really bad. The nap timing sucks. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, anyway? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all of this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs you and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. How deep. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control, that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Okay, let's try it again. You are the overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. So we could skip some of these and get towards the guard portion so we could get the tyrant part. You give them a lecture about responsibility and in unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. Kind of sounds like betrayal is gonna happen at this point. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss your underling and lie down in your nice and comfy overlord bed. Oh, we're gonna get stabbed like fucking Julius Caesar in this bitch, huh? All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quickly, just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? Okay, same thing, same thing. Oh, we still died? Even with the guard? Maybe the guard left? Huh. Okay. Wait. Okay, so we got the first ending. And we got the tyrant. So you're the underling now. You are a demon underling, in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyways. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent out your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should have probably steered this into a responsible direction. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about the whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good, if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem too convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more of effort than it's worth. True. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Oh, that's how she fucking disappeared. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not gonna hurt you, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? Very true. Like a monster language in the isekai mangas, right? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line is that from what you've gathered is that she wants you to take her to the overlord. Sounds like it could be an interesting thing. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day off, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the overlord. Oh no. The overlord asks you where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. Aw, that's cute. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends have even considered overthrow. Oh, why would you mention that? She gives you a look and say, that was just a joke, of course. Yep, yeah, it was just a joke, yep. Totally not a real thing, right? After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. This looks like a death thing, though. Does avenging your fallen comrades also count as the Overlord, or is she not dead yet? Look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle until you remember your role not as an underling but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully alone in some deep, dark forest somewhere. We're gonna reset that. So we're trying to be hungry. We'll gobble her. Oh my god, we're actually eating. Oh no. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't done anything yet. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think that was totally worth it. Performer underling end. Yeah, let's reset this stage. So we're hungry. Does it give us a thingy? Oh, okay, so we're hungry, but we didn't eat her, so it changed the events. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decided it's about to take a nap. Okay. Avenge your fallen comrades. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac. What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard, who sometimes brings you food whenever they notice you were feeling kinda down. Aw. You like that guard. You wish all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Nice. Yeah, let's reset this stage. So we could be hungry, both hungry and disloyal. So we could eat her. And then we could change our mind and leave. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, you won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. Okay, and then we could eat again. Okay, kind of the same ending here. Okay, so that means we gotta do Maiden now. I think we already did everything here, and then it'll give us other endings later, but we just have to do everything here. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You were in a church, you pray to your god, ask why you have been born into this role of a maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty cool. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just to hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your adventure, a demon underling appears to you. It looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell, we're probably gonna get fucking eaten here, huh? You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. Yup. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You weren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed maiden end. Oh, wait. So if we take out the hungry and the thing and the tyrant and we're polite, possibly he doesn't eat us, right? Yeah, okay, the demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little more irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that the demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the overlord what you should do to be a bit more of a suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. Wow, that's pretty deep. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Refuse to leave. You put your foot down and you tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything, hooray. The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize that they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send the hero out after them. You realize that this must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the overlord could say the same of humans. Is this a Yuri route? Because I totally support this. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? True, even if she were to capture you now, you would think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all this time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. Oh, are we gonna do the sacrificial lamb route, dude? Oh shit. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. I mean, he had it coming, right? Like, even though it's a misunderstanding, he slaughtered like, what, hundreds, if not thousands of her subordinates? The overlord, who you have just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been deceived by her. Well, not really. I mean, what is one guy to the hundreds, if not thousands of people he slaughtered? You know what I mean? Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow manage to slip past the overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escaped Maiden and A. Okay, we're gonna reset this with everything. Oh, wait, we need that polite thing though. But we'll do this one first. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the other village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by the demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you at all, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. Okay, we're past this part. We'll do refuse to leave. And yeah. We'll do the polite again. We'll do the shout. We'll do the obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. So no slaughter, right? Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain that the overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. Yeah, they could maybe think you're lying, right? People were whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You were loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. Man, you should have got eaten out, right? Didn't you get eaten? The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand, you only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero? They ask. You could not have possibly escaped the overlord on your own without harm. They must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatreds of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd and the voices from all sides are calling for the public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. Oh my god. They're burning us as a fucking thinking we're a heretic or something. You don't want to die. You wonder would it have been better to hide the truth. You don't like the thought of that. You have always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Damn, that's fucking tragic, dude. That's actually tragic. Okay, we're gonna do both polite and obedient here. Maybe we'll do introduce yourself. And then we'll obey. And then we die. Okay, let's do the hero. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. I don't know about that. Isekai heroes, usually the realistic ones, they're pretty fucking... Oh, they're pretty cringe, not gonna lie. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told that a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon's overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out anyways? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople though, you were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden, but the demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Flee like a coward. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gate. You are faced with an army of demons that all looks very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the overlord. Ask if they'll let you in. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monsters before you is eyeing with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you hadn't had the chance to wash off yet. Oops. You had no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. You make it to the overlord's chamber and hope you're still in time to save the maiden. You find the maiden being held captive by the overlord, just as you expected. But for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You look at each other in surprise and confusion. There is no time to hesitate. I guess we just kill her, right? You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it. After slight hesitation, she must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. Of course, dude. She's fucking traumatized, dude. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are pleased with what of a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero to the village has ever seen. I guess that's a prime example of how the victors literally write history. Or rewrite history per se, and then there are just some outcomes where like that's truly not the case. Like it has me thinking too, how many times in history has, you know, especially like, you know, when it comes to any country that's victorious in a war or whatever, have like the quote unquote heroes rewrote history, but have rather just changed it to like, you know, shy any bias away from them. When rather the history was actually much darker and twisted than we initially thought it was. Dutiful, polite. You're the hero. You like to think yourself as that. Feel like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life, but you can't return home now and your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you wanted to reach the Overlord. Ask who will let you in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and the Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Ask what the Maiden's going on. The Maiden explains that she was never actually captured and that she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing for her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord asks the two of you to leave, and you actually exit the castle. Why do I feel like this is going to be a bad ending? I mean, it's literally called a bad ending theater, right? But we'll see. You try to make conversation with the Maiden, but she's pretty quiet since she's leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask her what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. Oh, the coup d'etat. You can't help but feel relieved you got the Maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The Maiden was claimed by the demons. Oh, okay, this is a new one. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the Maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. Oh, she got eaten, yeah! The Overlord said that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The Maiden was never found. Useless hero end. Okay, let's do these all again. Slaughter. Kill. That's what you tell yourself when you kill one another of their comrades on their way to the Overlord's chambers. Demanding to know what the hell you've been done to murder all her soldiers. You can barely read. You get straight to the point and ask her where the Maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the Maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about the poor Maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before the final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not finished yet. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the Maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Okay, let's do all of these again. Let's do slaughter this. Oh, wait. Slaughter this. Actually, let him in. Yeah, okay. Technically we could take out this, right? And then we could put in these. And then technically feel like third. Maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord and turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anybody in it. Believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel like you should trust her. You feel you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to your village. They had all been so worried they praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate their fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy to hear what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what you're saying. And then the elder guy, fuck the elder guy. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. Oh, we're gonna come back to her burn, huh? You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly walks off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together? Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel the people are wrong. It's up for you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden, towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick, and you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden ahead, but she's stopped in her tracks. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now. You think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them that there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander, hero, and A. Oh, we're a bystander now. We could be trusting now? You're the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Dutiful, feel like a coward, we're gonna skip in, she can't be trusted. You aren't sure she used to listen to this maiden's story. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask her if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would be lying to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been kidnapped. She must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the village town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? Oh fuck. She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house. But you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe the same feeling when people fucking burn, what's her name? Joanne d'Arc? Fuck, dude. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator. Huh. Maybe it's a maiden. Introduce yourself. Use to leave. Oh, sick. Okay, we got a new ending. He hasn't slaughtered anybody. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows you two to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. He'll be back soon. You walk about halfway to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks, the castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. I mean, that's the Maiden tendencies, right? You have to know. It's a reassurance. You've already been taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you hadn't got too much time for yourself now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Oh, that's kind of sad, dude. Do another maiden thing. Do that. Obey her. He asks you what you're doing. Did you notice that Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain to her that everything, or explain to him that everything had happened. He is very surprised that the demons didn't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to your village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. Man, we should just kill the old man first in secret and then tell everybody. Dump his body, in the river where nobody would find it. And yeah. You had all been so worried, and you're very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells you that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, or tells them, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord, how she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or any other mean things like that. The villagers look at you again and to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but he volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone is hesitant to believe in you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by quote-unquote monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. Let's go. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. I think we get killed here in the coup d'etat, right? No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone is safe. You already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. And we die. Let's do this again. Save you. Refuse to leave. Blah, blah. We got that again. Oh, we died. Obey her. Leave on your own. make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons. Okay, we get that ending again. We got that. You obey. Leave on your own. As you approach the castle, you notice something's on fire. We die. How about this? Let's overthrow her. Gobble her up. Put on a show. And we died. Huh. Okay. What happens if we not overthrow her? We don't kill her. Oh, you don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They're saying they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put in a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Same. Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. She's not actually that bad, you guys. True. Your friends seem pretty disappointed in you. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand that, right? There are claws tightened around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things are gonna end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. We go against our tendencies to kill people. Okay, we don't do anything here. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. Tell them that you're just joking. Clarify that you're totally in with it, in to win it. They say you're always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it is to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of fox confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if you have any idea of how they want to go about this. They figure that they just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. They could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance, your guidance. There'll probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths might make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you played an assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this, but you can't back down now. You'll have to be one of the assassins to the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck. The Overlord will kill you if she's found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Just clear up the misunderstanding. Surely enough, the Maidens already frantically tells the Overlord everything. You shout that the human are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame you. Oh, rip. And that they were just going along with the flow, too scared to refuse your plan. You can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than them to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led the conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish all of you. To keep all of you in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. Oh, they burn everybody in the room. You're trapped here with the Overlord and the two humans. And then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You are forced into this mess. You sure know now that they would have killed you if you sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. True. At least we didn't die to fire. Ooh. They're very eager to talk to you about the whole kill the Overlord plan. You admit you hadn't given much thought and now only just remember it was a thing. Your friends question your loyalty about the cause. Let's kill the Overlord. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Time to die. You figure the cleanest way to do this is to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before she finally expires. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are now the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you, but we get killed by the hero, right? You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you had betrayed your overlord. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. Okay. Let's overthrow her, gobble her up, change her mind and leave, kill her, chicken out. You don't want to kill her, you can't go through it. You turn to leave the room, but find your friends blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask them to be let out. The Overlord stirs in your bed while your head is turned. The demon shut the door. Oh, you guys are gonna fight. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe these assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Damn. Tyrant. You're the Overlord, blah blah blah. Grant them the day off. You're awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak to you. He inquires about a maiden who is rumored to be here. Oh, but she got fucking murdered. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed pretty lax, or he was just bad at his job, in your opinion. Whatever, you still feel sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. You drift in and out of your sleep. You feel uneasy, but aren't sure why. The sound of a shutting door forces you awake. Oh yeah, we start burning. You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being outdone by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Oh, we see the suspicious demons. There you go. We're talking about assassinating the Overlord. This proves to you that the demons are very foul. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the Maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. There are some creatures that have just noticed you eavesdropping. The Maiden takes off into the castle as you no choice to follow. You burst into Overlord's room. The Maiden frantically tries to communicate what you've just overheard. A demon underling barges in next. Oh, this is where they all burn, right? Yep. This is where we all burn. Damn. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are now all consumed by the flames. Shit. Okay, we could keep doing this. We die here. What happens if we kill her? Oh, we bring her back. Okay. How about if we... Oh, this is the... Okay. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They talk about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? And then the underling comes to us. We tell her about the thingy. We get shut into the room and we all die, right? Oh, shit. You couldn't have just done that. The path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray, you just don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by the flames. Oh yeah, this is where we bring the fucking girl. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I be more Maiden-like? You don't really understand this question. You think that the world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The Maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Let her stay for a while. Aw, this is a cute frame. You can't bring yourself to send this Maiden away. She just got here. I actually really like this frame. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Definitely taking a screenshot of that. Oh. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you have always instructed your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them and get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this Maiden is different. You joke that you've been lying to her this whole time and that you're actually super evil all along. The Maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't have mind being held captive here. The people in her village are all a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Aww. You're out. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the Maiden who is rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only want to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The Maiden apologizes for causing you trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had none of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this Maiden away from you. Oh shit, bro! Oh, keep her here? Oh shit, we can do that. Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that you decide. Oh, this is where we burn, right? Yep. Oh no, this is when she wakes us up. And the underling, everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell at all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, you had no choice but to punish everyone to keep all of you in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up though. Lately, all you do is sleep. And then they lock us in the room. Yep. But this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons though. You notice the Maiden cry in. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for your mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Forgive them. Oh, I haven't seen this one. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they're already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Wow, Overlord's true end. Before you've taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. Oh shit, this is where it gets all into the nitty gritty feels good stuff, huh? This is the bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you've been shown when you've entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grow attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater. my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on the next ending is always yours. I'll leave it. You do it. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Yeah, we'll keep going. Oh, we're merciful now. Okay, we're halfway there, basically. Let her stay for a while. You're out. Keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her a wish. Oh, we're doing it on the right route. You'll tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal away your maiden anyways. Oh shit. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step forward towards the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero, no, he's already... It's one of your underlings, the maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with your claws. You struggle to retaliate. Or with their claws, sorry. They've done too much damage, you can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord NB. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. You enjoy a long, nice chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that the demons are not at all what she expected them to be. We could let her go. And then we take the retribution. The hero backs away. He is not wise to interfere. They've stopped moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. It doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Spiteful Overlord end. Oh my god, okay, shit. So he's in. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? Hero just stands there unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies and pieces all strewn about in your castle has really taken it out of you. The hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come here for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans, always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are all alone. Oh, damn. Okay, so we're basically just looking at these endings now. I totally forgot we could just, like, look at what's up. So, Martyr, Heroic, Diplomatic. Martyr, Heroic, Diplomatic. So we do Overlord. Okay, so we do that. Do that. Before you know it, even know how to react, he makes his move, and the maiden makes hers. She used her own body to shield you from the hero's blade. Why? Why has this happened? The maiden falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. The hero has taken something precious from this world. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. Oh shit! She goes full demon mode. You go on to destroy them all and become the ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord NB. Fucking wow, dude. That's the apocalypse ending right there, right? True end. So we need... Okay, so what do we need here? We need diplomatic, trusting, resolute, and disloyal. Diplomatic, trusting, resolute, and disloyal for her true ending. You're the Overlord. Yes, we are. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. So we grant them a day off. You let her stay for a while. You let them go. And then this is where we die from the thingy. She's trying to fractally communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that first underling's plan. And then this is where we tell them that we'd step on them with our heels. And then these guys lock us in the room and we all burn to death, right? And then we kill the dude. Oh, we forgive. You all burn together. And that's the true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or we fight fate, dude? We say fuck it, dude. We actually fight fate. So we are looking for 2 more endings. So we need heroic and diplomatic. Heroic and diplomatic. Heroic and diplomatic. And then we died. Yep. You should have never trusted a human. You watch as the hero escorts the maiden out of your castle. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord end. Okay, we're almost done with the entire her thing. I totally forgot that you could just fucking, instead of like looking and randomizing things, you could just totally like look at the things here. So when you see the thingy in the ending, you could actually look what's what. I'm so dumb. So what is this? Disloyal, antisocial, tyrant, antisocial, obedient. Tyrant, antisocial, obedient. Oh yeah, he tears our throat out, you try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. And then we get the assassinated one. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found the lost letter number 4. Nice! So what's the letter? My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts, one I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you had happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, and you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet, you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day, even now. I wonder if, somewhere, you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Okay, we're getting closer to whatever we get when we accumulate these letters. So we're looking at this guy. We need possessive, diplomatic, disloyal, and maybe polite. So, well, we can just go off with this, actually. We could just do disloyal, diplomatic, possessive. Disloyal, diplomatic, possessive. Disloyal, diplomatic, possessive. So we say fuck it. We say fuck it. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You weren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as a good chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home, this place is dangerous. Oh, what a nice guy. She turned out to be a yandere. The hero tried to take her by force, or I don't know, something. And then she just basically left. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Okay. So we get closer to doing all this. We are getting very closer to this guy's ending. So what is this? Merciful, antisocial. Disloyal. Resolute, obedient, trusting. Resolute, obedient, trusting. Resolute, obedient, trusting. Resolute. Obedient, trusting. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Fuck! I keep pressing the wrong fucking button! Ah, fuck, I gotta do this again. Okay, fuck me. Merciful, antisocial. Merciful, antisocial. Resolute, obedient, trusting. Trusting, resolute, obedience. So we should get a new ending here. To the surprise, the Overlord spares you, or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying, the hero is silent. You all burn together, and that's the burnt one. Underling's true end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 3. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you have always listened to the very end. I am grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Wow, okay, so we're getting there, we're getting pretty close. So we're going for this one. Disloyal, trusting, obedient. Disloyal, trusting, obedient. Okay, we all die there. I'm pretty sure you do the thingy-majiggy though, right? Introduce yourself, obey her, we leave, grab the hero and run, and then we all die. Where are we at again? Disloyal, trusting, obedient. Disloyal, trusting, obedient. Antisocial. Antisocial. Disloyal, obedient, trusting, yeah. I think we do introduce yourself. We refuse to leave. I guess we could shout here, and I guess we could refuse to leave here. Disloyal, obedient. Guess we could do that. I guess we could do that. Okay, grab her and run. Wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Okay, we gotta obey. Leave on your own. Okay, the suspicious demons here. This is where we see the thing. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. It's just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Oh no. Okay, so here, this is where we do that again. And then we grab the hero here. Wait, no. We need this. Oh, but he hasn't gotten this ending yet, huh? Wait, but I thought he has everything unlocked. Oh, this is to unlock his thingy. Oh, there you go, we got it. Toss her in the dungeon. Captor. Oh, that's how you get it. This is how she gets trapped. Oh, the maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now our hero has arrived in the front gates. Asking about the maiden, perhaps the very one you locked up. The gatekeepers who must have seen everything tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Who would give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? He yells, "Prepare to face justice," and the other such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you'll be able to slip away without ever getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and the hero locked in battle. They're worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? I couldn't tell this was a duel. You couldn't tell this was a duel. You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the next ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you had betrayed your Overlord. And this is where we get the captor one. Okay, we got captor now. Okay, that's what we needed. That is what we needed. So now that we have captor, we could finish this ending of being captured. So we technically do that. We technically do that. We technically leave on our own. So they see us, they capture us. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep these demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. The hero follow you. If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Yeah, he completely forgets about us then. Where are we at now? So we need merciful, disloyal, diplomatic. Okay, we refuse to leave here. The Overlord spares the underling. Yup, you feel relieved, but does it make it any difference? Will you all burn together? Yep, we all died. We got the true ending. It can't end like this. You want to answer the Maiden's prayers? You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracting the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? ... If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Oh shit. 35 out of 41. And we are the hero, the Maiden, an underling, the Overlord, or whoever this is. So we have a choice between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 endings, and then I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a final ending that I don't know about, but this looks pretty good. The hero is burning. Choose another role. The Maiden is burning. Choose another role. Oh, they're all on fire basically from that fire that everybody's burning from in the end. You boldly insert yourself into the story, and you use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, Maiden, Underling, and Overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? You explain to the group that you've witnessed their many terrible intertwining fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them, only the Maiden understands your compassion. Well, yeah, she's the only one who feels like her destined role has, like, kind of been like a growing curse on her, something that she can't really escape from, you know what I mean? Everybody else are very much fit into their roles, aside from kind of the Maiden. So I get why she is compassionate towards us. My prayers have been answered. You must be her god? No, you're merely the player, or more like an audience member. If there was only God here, he'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? I'll pass. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You don't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into this stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you'd like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in darkness with me. Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without my permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all the bad endings. Then frankly, you should have never come to a place where it was called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. Oh shit. No shot. The god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world after all. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. You're right. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales. And these are all the colors of the characters. We got the hero, the maiden that are intertwined, everybody with the, everybody's basically intertwined with the many colors that they have, the underling and the overlord. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witnessed 35 of my painstakingly crafted endings. Your heart does indeed ache for these characters. How could you want to put an end to all of this? Do you truly care for all of them that much? They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right. You came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Infinity and HP, what the fuck? You approach the gate of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty as you expected. They call out to you, the other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, trying to save me from boredom at first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be the best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Let's fucking go. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling, you must be desperate to call in such an unreliable ally, huh? If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oh, shit. I think I'm gonna summon everybody first. We're gonna summon the hero. You find a hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. He sews? What the fuck? So random. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon, you're... How can you explain it in a way that a hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of the hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Kinky. You remember that the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I can make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agree to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have had a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer! I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ah, the flashback. Okay, we're gonna get the Overlord. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her, it's more like you've come here to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all this day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think that I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and, self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. Oh. You can't help but think that it's a little too late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she's got us so attached to the Maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offered a chance to change her fate. My own attempts at a peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. Let's fucking go. Okay, we need one more person. I see, so this is tragedy. Oh, you brought the Overlord? I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepared to die. Ha ha ha, I hope you are prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Summon the Maiden. The last one of the party. You happen to find the Maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing, she approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are, in a sense. You've come all this way. The Maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. You think that all of the terrible fates that Hope would bring out. She is the catalyst of this story after all. My role as a Maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role much better, and so. You ask what it is she's really hoping to gain from this. The Maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for the Maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The Maiden will now fight alongside you. Let's fucking go, dude! What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear Maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You know, it's interesting because now we have we have the healer support, we have the DPS, we have the secondary DPS slash what do you call that? Just a very agile class, and then we got this mage slash kind of second DPS as well. Ha ha ha! Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Your reign of terror ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Maiden. Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The Maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Yo, let's go! Ha 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 ha! You've done it! You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, Hero. Starring Hero as himself. Thank you, Maiden. Thank you, Underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Directed by you. Finally, thank you for most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. Well, I did my best. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Wow, dude. Oh, that kind of gave me goosebumps at the end, dude. Wow, shout out to Nom Nom Nami for this amazing fucking game, dude. Like, honestly, like... Oh, the music too hits, dude. Apparently, there's another ending! There's another ending! Oh my god! Okay, I'm down to play more. Okay, wait, there's another ending. I am totally mistaken. Oh, so you weren't done with my bad endings, and now you're back for more? You'll have to cancel out your true ending if you want to go back to the way things were before our final battle. Shall we begin with the resetting process? Let's do it! There are two options. If you miss out on seeing all 41 bad endings, you can keep your progress and reset to before you started the true ending. Or you can erase all your progress. No, I don't want the total reset. I want to see that last little ending part. Okay, so then she kills us. Feels bad. Okay, so we got that. You must be really enjoying my strategies. Oh, this is if we get all the endings. Wait. So we gotta collect all these to get the true ending. So we need one more of the maidens and all the heroes. Possessive, diplomatic, antisocial. Possessive, diplomatic, antisocial. We're 100%ing this shit. No shot. We're not. Okay, and then she kills her in front of us, or kills him in front of us. Oh shit. We belong to her now. There's the yandere. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You have found lost letter number 2. My love, I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud. If only you could see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side at opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might be able to hear it. Wherever you are. Wherever yours, Tragedy. Damn, I kind of feel sad for Tragedy. What are all these letters and what do they essentially mean? You know what I mean? So you want dutiful and we want 2 dutifuls. We want 2 dutifuls. She explains that she came on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door to see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she lets the whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. You lunge forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes you in a vengeful rage, but you parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by the demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could have been done for this girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be no celebration. More like it. There will be celebration. I don't know about the celebration, man. I don't know about that one, brother. Okay. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You all burn together. Hero's true end. Yeah, the true end is everybody burns in the castle together. That's the tragedy. So what is it that we need? Disloyal, captor, trusting, obedient, antisocial. When you reach the gate, you ask the demon if they've seen the maiden. They have. They inform you she's being held at a dungeon at the moment. She trusts them, and in return, they lock her up. So demons are truly evil beings after all. Excuse me. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected as much from these unreasonable creatures. You know what they must do? Or you know what you must do. You thrust your blade through the demon before you and rush the castle alone. You're the only one who can save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You have found lost letter number 1. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow. So I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. I think we're ready for the boss battle. Are you trying to say that my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does kind of sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. And I'm choosing all the choices that I didn't get to choose the last run. So we're definitely gonna defend here. Right. Okay, we got the 41 endings, unlike the 35 that we had. So we're gonna summon the demon, summon her or him, summon the maiden, and summon the hero. So we're gonna do justice, because we did willpower last time. That justice applies to you too, does it not? Well, you paid for your own misdeeds? Oh, we got hit there. Oh, okay, so we gotta choose the right ones here. That's fine, that's fine. So we overcome with ambition. Nice. We do the willpower. Nice. We do the tenacity, because it's not mischief. And then we do hope. So we were right on all those choices on the first part, where it didn't give us damage at all. That's pretty awesome. You all unleash one final attack to destroy Tragedy once and for all. Ha ha ha, you've done it. Now you've managed to defeat me. A tragic end for Tragedy itself. I love it. Thank you, hero, maiden, underling, and overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you, directed by you. Yes, my bad ending theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Okay, what is this secret ending that I ended up missing on my last run? I wonder. I was looking at my progress and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't get the achievement to the 440, like the 41 bad endings, and I didn't get all the letters because I was missing one. So let's see what the ending is. For all eternity, labyrinth of suffering. I really fuck with this song. It's really good. I'm trying to look for it on Spotify right now, but I can't find it. Might have to just listen to it on YouTube on loop. Searching for my lost love towards bed and theater. I can't sing this part. I don't know the rhythm. But just reading the lyrics, I feel like whoever Tragedy is had like some sort of like tragic thing in real life. Because it says right there, I missed you, my darling. So I wonder who this narrator, or who this the author is, and what the tragic is, or the tragedy is rather. Oh, you're still here? The curtain has closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Hahaha, because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it all falls apart into your hands, revealing... Wait, who's this? I should have warned you, this might affect what you think of my stories. Is this a maiden? No shot, you can't help but compare the face. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such thing as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone. Another girl. Haha, a running theme, isn't it? The maidens and the overlords. Yeah, no, I was rooting for that. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the type of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. Does it have a happy ending? Huh? I was hoping to find you. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I felt like such a fool. I could have said the same to you. You knew I could never resist you giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this, or drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Hahaha. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Wow, dude. That was actually really good. I'm not gonna lie, like, it made me cry a bit, but and I couldn't read the screen because of my fucking glasses, but man. I mean, honestly, dude, like, I know I said some of my review stuff on the first ending, but this just made it all the more worthwhile to, like, actually go through the story and listen to the letters that clearly the author or the creator of this game was hinting towards in, you know, throughout the entire story. That once you got the ending for each character, piece by piece, you would get some sort of story for the tragedy as a whole. And dude, like, it makes you think about all the artists, all the people who've written a fiction, who've written a story that had characters that met tragic endings, or the whole thing met a tragic ending as a whole. It makes you think about the type of stories that these artists had to, like, go through, that had to persevere through to essentially create these stories and publish them and have us as a reader or as the interactive player go through them and experience them. It really does make me think about what this creator of the game had to go through in order to, like, make a game like this, to produce all these bad endings, and to essentially tell her part of the story as tragedy itself. Dude, this actually, dude, fuck the 9 rating I had earlier, dude. It's a 10 for me. It's a 10 for me. This game, hands down, it's so good. Probably one of my favorite games of the year. And with that, I end this video off on a positive note. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's your boy Leaving Sunset, aka Michael. The sun has set, truly has set. We have found the true ending. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe down below, it's free. And to see more content like this, and to just experience this journey of playing video games and trying to meet my true ending, wherever or whatever it may be. Appreciate you guys if you subscribed and joined me along this journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Leaving Sunset. Have a good night.